Welcome to my channel. From those of you who are watching from YouTube, thank you for watching. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for returning. I hope that you are enjoying my videos. I'm enjoying doing them for you all. And if you would like to be notified of any future videos that I'm going to post out, please press the bell button below. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would love if you could subscribe to my channel, if you would hit the subscribe button. So today I'm going to be talking about the 10 things to consider while doing a ketogenic lifestyle. They're some of the negative parts of doing keto that we all want to be told about before we actually make the decision, is this going to be the right one for us? And I'm not saying that every one of them is negative. I'm not saying they're negative in any way, because there are some that I would much prefer over other things. So my name is Sharon Hartley. I've been following a ketogenic lifestyle now for 14 months, and I have lost 76 pounds in those 14 months. I'm a slower loser because I have polycystic ovary syndrome, I have RA, I am borderline hypothyroidism. But I had so many other things before keto, so that's just some of the reasons why I lose slow, and I'm happy to lose slow. I'm glad that it's taken me 14 months, because I will tell you about the reasons when we get into the 10 things. If you are watching from Facebook on My Keto Journey, if you're watching live right now or on the replay, please press live. And if you would like to tell me if you're watching it on the replay, say replay. And if you would like to join My Keto Journey, if you're watching from YouTube, there is a Facebook tab up in my banner. If you just click that Facebook tab, it'll bring you directly to our group. We are a community of ketoers and low carb as well, and we have 850 members so far. We're a very close-knit family type community. There are veteran ketoers like myself. There are newbies. There are people just wanting to know more about the ketogenic lifestyle before they start their journey. They're just looking into things, doing their researches. So we have the researchers that are in the group also. And I put tips and tricks and all kinds of recipes. I do a full week of a 7-day meal plan, totally free of charge. I'm like a keto coach, but I don't charge anyone for anything, because I feel like people are already going through the challenge of weight and being maybe morbidly obese, the challenge of weight loss, and it is a struggle. It's a struggle and it's a battle, and why should you financially be also paying someone to tell you what you should and shouldn't do? So I'm telling my group and the people that I do my videos for, my ketogenic lifestyle videos for on YouTube, I'm just telling you all from my own experience. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. And I cannot offer any kind of that advice, but I'm just saying from my own personal experience. I've researched, I've picked up every book that I can think of and read through it. I've gone through several websites and looked at Dr. Berg, Dr. Westman. I have looked on, I am in a number of Facebook groups, which I'm going to have to whittle down eventually, because I'm in way too many. There's way too much conflicting information. In my group, we try and tell the way that I have done my experience, and it might be different to someone else's way of doing keto. Butter coffee, sometimes people, or bulletproof coffee, sometimes some people say that that's not good when fasting, because you're breaking your fast with calories and you're breaking your fast with the fat and the protein in collagen peptides. But then some other people are okay with doing the heavy whipping cream in their creamers. Everyone is different. Not everyone is going to do ketogenic the same. I say that any form of ketogenic lifestyle is better than none, better than the American standard diet that we were doing before, or whatever country you're in. Australia, if you're in any kind of country, Germany, whatever your country is, there's a standard diet that people have. So now I'm going to tell you about the 10 things that they're on the negative side, but they're not, to me, when I tell you, they're not all that negative. So number one would be definitely using the bathroom more, because you're drinking more water. You're drinking up to 16 ounces of water a day, up to 8 glasses of water a day, or 2 liters of water a day. I'm giving different measurements because we're all kind of in different countries, so I'm trying to tell you different measurements for that kind of reason. When you are drinking more, your weight, you're getting filled up for one, so you're not eating as much. But what happens is the water will go into your fat cells. When your fat cells have been burnt, all the fat in the fat cells have been burnt, then the water will go into those cells. So you're going to retain a lot of water in those cells. But when you flush it out, that's when the fat cells are going to collapse and you're going to have a whoosh effect. So you're going to notice that you're going to the bathroom all the time. So make sure that you have a bathroom near you. If you're going to be drinking a lot of water when you're throughout the day, I suggest that if you're at work, fine, because there's a bathroom at work. But if you're like me and you don't like using public toilets, which I don't, I mean, they're full of germs, they're nasty, don't drink as much and allocate a time where you can drink. You can get those cups in. We all do have to still stay hydrated, so you can still drink a cup or two, but don't go totally overboard before you're just about to head to a mall, because they are the worst places to go if you have to flush out. The other thing is with the bathroom, because you're upping your fats as well, you will notice that your body is just adjusting to the fats, because it's been eating greasy food and junk and carbs, fine, but your stools become a lot looser. So you'll probably notice that you have diarrhea maybe at the very beginning. And even some things that you eat on the ketogenic diet can trigger the diarrhea part, such as like sugar-free, anything sugar-free that has sugar-free sweeteners. That might be a trigger for you using the bathroom. But fats also might be a trigger. So butter, heavy whipping cream, coconut oil, animal fats, things like that. At the start, before you're fat adapted, that might happen. And it might still happen throughout the journey, but these things, kind of like your stomach, your digestive system, it sometimes just, there'll be times that it can't quite handle that if you go over too much with fats. And the other thing is constipation. You sometimes feel constipated because you're not getting the fiber in the ketogenic lifestyle, because there is so many vegetables and there's fruits and stuff that we've got to stay away from. So we're limited to our vegetables and to our fruits. So with our vegetables, it's more kind of cauliflower and broccoli and things like that. And, you know, and sometimes we might have to get a fiber drink. We might have to take Metamucil, or we might have to find foods that have fiber in it because we're taking away those grains and the wheats and all that. So sometimes, yes, you can deal with constipation from time to time. I have made a video previously on how to stay regular with that, to drink water, to exercise. Please feel free to watch that video. But that was number one. Number two, I noticed at the start I had really bad breath because with ketones, when ketones are in your blood, and the ketones are used for fuel because we're running off glucose. First we're running off glucose, and our body is running off carbs to fuel us. Once we get into getting ketones in our blood, then the ketones secrete themselves through your breath. So you might have sort of stinky breath, and you might have to brush your teeth all the time. And, you know, like if you're kissing your husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever, you might find that the breath issue is a little bit off-putting. But you can always eat sugar-free gum to kind of, and the spray as well sort of covers it a bit, but not really. But it will go away. It will go away. It doesn't stay around forever. It's just kind of more when you're new to keto. But over time, I must say that it does go away. The other thing is you will have smells down below, and this is kind of a personal TMI thing to have, but I noticed when I was urinating that my urine went from smelling kind of like coffee. It was kind of like a coffee sort of smell, and then it was like kind of a fruity sort of Cheerios smell. Also, for women who still have their cycles as well, the smells with that is different, and the fluids and all of that, they can be kind of different as well. Your body odor as well, because the ketones secrete in your skin, like it secretes out like our sweat would. So you might have some body odor issues at the start. There's all these sprays and deodorants that you can use, but I'm sorry, the ones that I used, none of them worked. I really didn't have that problem for any length of time. It was kind of just at the beginning. It wasn't totally overpowering, but they are some of the things that you need to consider. Hi, we have Marsha with us, and she says that was the worst part of the lifestyle change, going through all the smells from top to head. Yes, it can be. It really can, especially when you're kissing someone and your breath is so bad. That was mine. Like I always kiss my husband in the morning, whether I've brushed my teeth or not. We're just used to doing that. But he noticed that there was a extra smell, and he just didn't like it at all. And I found, the other smells to be kind of, but I knew that over time that would go away. And I'd rather have the smells over so many other things that I'm going to mention to you today. Number 3 is you are going to experience some hair loss. Over my 14 months, I have had hair loss. Now, as you can tell, I have quite thick hair. This is my natural hair. It's kind of tousled today because I just had a shower, so it's still wet. But if you just come up here, I've just kind of lost it here, and kind of just here. Now, this will happen with any kind of weight loss, any kind of major weight loss that you have on your body. Your body is going to go into shock. It's going to go into shock. So you're going to lose some hair. It's not going to be a huge amount of hair loss. Mine was at the start and sort of during it, and recently I kind of had hair loss because I'd sort of been experienced high thyroid stimulating hormones, and it could have been that. And I lose hair anyway. I lose so many strands of hair anyway because my hair is so thick. I'm always losing it. So when I straighten my hair, when I brush my hair, I will lose. There's a lot of hair in my brush. We lose up to 100 strands of hair a day, and that might look a lot, but that is the actual average a day that we can lose. When we lose big clumps of hair, I'm saying big balls of hair, when we're in the shower or if we're taking a bath and we'll run our hands through our hair and we'll notice there's a big clump, that is because we're lowering our carbs, we're lowering our carbs, and the lifestyle, the changes of the lifestyle. Okay, so when you're calorie deficient, when your calorie deficiency goes down, you may experience some hair loss. With any weight loss, you're going to lose hair because your body is taking off a big amount of weight. So you're going to go through that change. Don't freak out, and don't blame it on the ketogenic lifestyle, because it's not just ketogenic. I've had this with Jenny Craig. I've had this with Weight Watchers. Lots of hair would come out, but it grows back. You get regrowth. It grows back. You don't get bald spots. It will grow back. I've got regrowth up here, and if it's bad, you can just wear headbands or berets or anything like that. It can be covered. And, I would much prefer me losing my hair over high blood pressure, diabetes, insulin resistance, neuropathy, having a heart attack, stroke, all of those things that come with a standard diet in your country. And I would much rather lose a bit of hair than go through all of those things, being in constant pain, with arthritis, not being able to walk, with back issues, which I had, legs feeling swollen, edema in your feet swelled up with fluid in them. I've had that happen where I couldn't walk. My feet were so swollen up and I couldn't enjoy the time that I was on vacation at the beach. Because I couldn't walk. So I would much prefer losing a little hair over all those things. Trust me. Number 4 is it's kind of a little thing, really, when you think about it. But if you're married or you just like wearing rings, you will notice that you will have to have your ring resized. If you're married and you wear a wedding band all of the time, you can get these rubber bands from pretty much anywhere. Amazon, eBay, any kind of sporting goods will sell them. But for me, I started off at a size 12 ring, and I'm not sure what size. I think I'm around a 7. I'm actually wearing one of my mum's rings that she had given me. Sorry, my nails are kind of a mess. I'm a nail biter. So I kind of had all big rings. So I have gosh, I must have about 15 different rings that need to be resized. And my hands have always been like this, even with the ketogenic lifestyle. I notice that when it gets hot during the summer, my fingers swell up. I don't know why, but that was kind of a thing for me. I've heard other people say that also. A friend of mine, she was saying that her shoe size went down. So your shoe size can come down. You can come down either 1 or 2 sizes, so be prepared to buy shoes. Obviously, your clothes sizes are going to come down, so there's going to be the cost of getting clothes. And I actually had bought this top at SeaWorld, if you'd like to see it. I bought this top at SeaWorld in Australia the recent 3 months I was in Australia. And it was so tight on me, like the arms are too big. And this is the first time I've worn it. And this is kind of like getting a little loose. But you know what? I would prefer loose over firm any day. And I love dolphins. So I love dolphins. And also be prepared. The other thing is I want to just kind of put a few more into number 4 is I've always had bigger boobs. I have lost 2 cup sizes. Now, I'm so glad that I lost 2 cup sizes because I had thought about doing a breast reduction. Now, I have a friend who went through a breast reduction. She didn't lose any weight from up top. So she went through that, and she went from a G down to a D. I'm sure she won't mind me telling you this because I'm not naming who she is. But seeing her transformation and her surgery, I didn't want to go through the pain of doing a breast reduction. Now I have thought about doing a lift and tighten, but I'm not even sure if I'm going to do that because they look good in a bra and only my husband is going to see them. So I'm not too concerned, but when you are a heavier girl, and sorry men, I know there are male watchers here, but I'm going to just talk about this. When you're a heavier girl, okay, when you're like me and you're morbidly obese like I was, and I'm big in the bust area, I have my boobs are saggy and they gravitate. And I've always been used to that. Because I was late bloomer in a bra, in a support bra or trainer bra when I was a kid. So I think that's why, but also I think too it's the weight as well. So I think it was the weight, just carrying all the weight in the chest area that gravitated them down. Now I'll tell you a little bit later what I'm experiencing in that area as well. But so ring sizes, shoe sizes, clothes sizes, so sizes down in your bra, underwear, of course. I'm just trying to think of any other. No, I think I pretty much covered that. So the next one, which has been a big one in a lot of keto forums on Facebook and a lot of talk about it on YouTube, a lot of talk, is with any dramatic weight loss like what we're doing on the ketogenic lifestyle, we will experience loose skin. Yes, there will be loose skin. Now, I will show you just my upper arms, okay? Okay, so just here. This here is loose skin, okay? So that's not too bad. Okay, I do have it in other areas that I won't quite show now, but I'm telling you from my own personal experience and just the way that I am, I would much prefer, now I don't really have too much loose skin. I really don't have any. I mean, I guess I will. Not so much on my face or my neck. I guess you'd call that loose skin. But it doesn't look, like a turkey or anything, But anyway, sorry, I've got something in my eye. But anyway, as I'm saying about loose skin, I would much prefer that over like what I mentioned before, diabetes, hypertension, high blood pressure, strokes, heart attacks. That's where I was headed. That's where I was headed with being 305 pounds. I was killing myself. There would be days where I would feel like I'm dying, like I couldn't move, I couldn't walk because I had so much fat on my joints and my thighs, and it was horrible. My feet were swelling up where I couldn't walk around, and I was having back-related issues where I was bent over like an old lady. So, I would much prefer the loose skin any day. Now, I will put in a little story about this loose skin. So my mum and I, we were in Target. This was going back, almost 6 months ago. I can't believe almost 6 months ago. So we're in Target, and I was trying on, I was trying on some shorts. That's right. I was trying on some shorts, and I was kind of thinking, okay, so I think I'm going to be a size 18. So I got a size 18 and it was too big. So then I got a normal size 16. And the change rooms, because I'm not shy of changing in front of my mum. She's my mum. And even like my girlfriends, just like, I'm not shy. I know some people are, but I'm not. So my mum was in the changing room with me, and they had all those mirrors all around the room, like all around. And as I was bending down to put the pants up, I seen the loose skin on my thighs. Really loose skin. And I was crying. Like, it literally, oh my gosh, I'm going to cry now. I was crying. Not only, I'm trying not to cry right now, but you get emotional over this stuff because you think weight loss is so great, and it is. I'm telling you guys, it is. Do it, because it's the best thing that I've ever done. I would prefer loose skin over it taking my life. I'm gonna cry. Okay, so yeah, I was crying really bad in the change room because I've always had really big thighs, and I've never really, oh my god, I've never really been able to show my legs off. I've always had to cover my legs because they've always been really big, and I've been ashamed, and I've had people point out my thighs and just be mean, be right down mean. And so when I seen the loose skin, the first thing that came, oh my gosh, the first thing that came to my mind was, this is what I'm going to look like when I lose all the weight. I'm going to have all of this loose skin and I'm not going to be able to show it off. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I should have tissues. I had no idea this was going to happen. But then someone told me, I actually talked to the girl in the changing rooms because she was wondering what was wrong, and I told her. And I told her how much weight I'd lost. I actually, back then, I think I was at 60 pounds. And she gave me a hug. And she said, you should be proud. You should be proud of that. That is quite an accomplishment. And, that loose skin is showing you how far you've come. How far you have come. And I've seen the dimples and everything in my stomach. I know that I'm going to have an apron of loose skin. Now, I am going to live with that unless it's medically necessary that I need to have the loose skin cut, because that's what you could do. You can always have the loose skin cut off. Now, a lot of people do that. But I don't think that I'm going to do that, because one, I'm not good with pain. Number two, you can do it with fasting, so autography. You can look into that, fasting and autography. That and the ketones, they burn and eat the fat off your body. So the loose skin, I'm not at all concerned about. And I just want to add into the loose skin section. A lot of people will notice that bigger people have really nice we have plump skin. Our skin will look soft and flawless, and we don't have a lot of lines or wrinkles. When you lose weight, now I haven't quite got up to the point where this has happened, but I am 35 now, and I have noticed some lines on my eyes. But you will notice that maybe if you're a little older, the jowls will come down. Your neck as well will kind of look a little bit crepey. You'll get crepey skin. Now, my mum, she noticed when she was doing the ketogenic lifestyle, and she started off at 18, but she wasn't really big. She'd never had any trouble with her weight her whole entire life. Now she's a size 12. But she's noticing the crepey skin, the jowls. But she's 59. She'll be 59 in July. So, that's the aging process. But I'm just telling you that beware that if you do see kind of wrinkles come about and looser sort of your face kind of might sag in a little bit, that's just what happens with any kind of weight loss, really. So it's not just the ketogenic lifestyle. Don't blame it on the ketogenic lifestyle. So that was number 5. Number 6 is negative talk. At the start, people they talk negative. They think, you tell them about, because you're so excited when you do it, and you tell them about it, and you're like, okay, well, I'm doing this. And they're like, no, that's bad. That's bad. The fat is bad. Like, don't do that to your body. Hello. I was 305 pounds. I was killing myself eating carbs and sugars. That's what was killing me. So just take you don't even have to listen to the negativity. Just say, look, I don't have time. It's been nice speaking to you, but I got to go. Or take it with a grain of salt. Just let it roll off your shoulders like I have, and you'll get past that. But you will have negative people. And if they're not going to support you and they're not true friends, because true friends would support your decision, then sometimes we need to take those toxic people out of our lives. Sometimes family is not going to always support you either. I've been very lucky with my husband and my mom. But, you know, there are going to be family members that are not going to like what you're doing. They're going to judge you. They're also going to be jealous of you as well because you're losing the weight and they're not, and they're still eating the way they are, but they want to lose the weight without putting in the effort. So don't let all that hard work and what you're doing with keto and all the feeling great about keto, don't have that get you down. Number 7 was pretty much about judgments. You get judgments. You get judgments about what you're doing to your body. And it's your body, your decision. And you're going to tell them, look, this is my body. This is my decision. If you don't like it, tough. I'm doing it for me. I appreciate what you're saying, but I'm going to do it anyway. So deal with it. Okay? That is how you do the judgments. That was number 6. Number 7, number 8 was going to the doctors. Now, I have wonderful doctors. My 2 doctors that I have, my doctor here in America and my doctor in Australia, totally 100% for the ketogenic lifestyle. They were so happy to see my progress. My family doctor, who I'd been going to all of my life since I was 5 years old, so 30 years, she was ecstatic because she had seen the battles and struggles and depression and suicidal attempts that I had gone through with being overweight and depressed. She had seen all that and she was the happiest. She was so happy. She can see that I am truly the happiest that I have ever been. And she says, everyone I came across that knew me back when I was in Australia said I looked absolutely wow. Like jaws were dropping. And it was kind of like, oh, you know, because I'm not in it for attention. But yeah, so that was number 8 is practically. And also my husband is doing it and his doctor and diabetic team say, yes, this is what we want you to do. And I've actually had his diabetic team just say, come in and educate our clients about doing a ketogenic lifestyle. Just talk from your own experience and how your husband's numbers are dropping because of the ketogenic lifestyle. And, you know, I'm all for that. So I'm actually going to ask them on Tuesday when we go in about that. Sorry, this video is getting to 37 minutes now, but I'm going to just quickly go through them. So your cardiologist is going to tell you that fat is bad. Fat is not bad. Fat is not bad for you at all. I have put this analogy in another video of mine. You melt butter in a frying pan, it melts down. Your body is pretty much the same temperature, 97, and it's going to stay melted. It's going to stay melted in your body. So when you add carbs and sugars into your body, that is what's going to stick into your arteries. So you're going to have cardiologists tell you that that is bad. You're going to have doctors that tell you that is bad, and they're not going to like it. But you know what? You're going to tell them, I am going to be doing this ketogenic diet. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to do it. So educate yourself. Educate yourself about the ketogenic diet because they are old school. Their knowledge is the old way. Cholesterol, eggs are bad. Eggs are not bad for you. Eggs are not bad for you. They're actually good for you. They're now saying eggs and fats are good for you. They've got it wrong. They've got it wrong for hundreds of years. It is the carbs and the sugars. They've been telling us to eat all this time, and they're wrong. So if your doctor doesn't like that and they say, well, you know, we're not going to have you as a patient anymore at our office, go find you another doctor. Now, there are low-carb, high-fat doctors that you can find where you have your blood work and you can have it monitored and checked. There are places. I would look into that if that's something you're interested in. Number 9 is the expense of keto. Now, you can make it as expensive as you want or as cheap as you want. I go to Aldi, so I make it as cheap as I can. But the expensive things are the almond flour, the coconut flour, the extra things, the sweeteners, and the gum I forget, the gum and the peptide, the protein peptide powders, and the MCT oils, and all of that other stuff. You don't need it. You don't need it. Buy the cheapest one that you can get, because they're all the same. They're just in different packages. You're just paying for the name, the husks, the hemp parts, and everything. You don't need it. You don't need it to do a ketogenic lifestyle. You don't need it for cooking. Only certain things if you want it. You can live off without those things. So those things are going to be expensive if you're doing extra. The extra things is going to be expensive. So that's going to be expensive. Number 10, you've already seen. The emotions. The emotions is like a roller coaster with ketogenic lifestyle. At the start, you are extremely emotional, very moody, and bitchy. And a lot of women are going to say, well, that's how I am anyway with my cycle. And you get a little crazy because you're craving the carbs and the sugars. And I must tell you that my husband has put up with a lot from me, because I can be a hell of a lot of crazy. And I get really moody and bitchy that time of the month. And also your cycles as well are going to be up and down. You might have like cycles 1 or 2 times a month, but then that's going to regulate itself. I used to go from 7 days of full heavy duty, heavy cycles, to now 3 days. 3 days, no pain, a little cramping, but the moods, the emotions, the crying, the crying, you will cry at the drop of the hat. You will cry. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. I used to kind of be like a tough, cold sort of person, but now I cry. I cry. And you become more sensitive to things. So when you're fasting, you actually become more sensitive to things. And actually right now I'm doing 1 meal a day fasting, so I'm much more sensitive to things. So that is the end of 10 things to consider while doing keto. And I'm going to go have my first coffee for today, because I haven't had a coffee yet, and it's almost 12:30 in the afternoon. So I hope that you're having a wonderful, blessed Sunday. And if you have any questions about those 10 things to consider while doing keto, please comment in the comments below. I will get back to you on those questions. If you have liked this video, press like. I appreciate your support. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please hit subscribe. I appreciate all your support. Every number that I get to helps me out so much. Thank you so much. And I hope that you have a great Sunday. Take care, guys. Keto on. Bye-bye.